Welcome. My name is Deb Kondo, and today's practice will be about balance. You will need a couple blocks or books or bottles or whatever it is that you need to help you balance. And you'll need either a towel or a blanket. The word tapas in yoga means to heat or austerity. So essentially what we're doing is we're burning off heat in order to be austere to whatever it is that we're practicing for. Essentially, the goal is yoga, which means to unite. So we'll just start seated in anything that's comfortable for you, whether it is sitting on your heels or in a crisscross position. Sit up tall and close your eyes. Just allow the shoulders to relax down your back so that the shoulders are over the hips. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Eyes closed and feeling the softness of the skin of the face. Letting the eyes settle back into their sockets. Observing how your breath is starting to slow down. How the mind starts to slow down. It's a simple breath in through the nose. Maybe you're counting. Perhaps it's a count of 4 or 5 or higher. And letting it go with that same duration. Just feeling the quiet of the mind. Letting go of anything outside. And focusing within. Gently drop in a little deeper. Feeling that breath. We'll begin to expand this breath fully through the belly. Inhaling, filling the belly with air. Expanding into the ribs and into the lungs. And exhaling to feel that energy down the back, all the way down to the sit bones. Inhaling up, rising the belly. Expanding into the lungs and chest. Over the shoulders. Down the back side of the body to the sit bones. One more time, inhaling into the belly. Expanding into the front. And letting go down the back. And slowly opening the eyes and noticing how you are. Dropping one ear to shoulder, you can gently move this forward and back. Just moving the chin forward and back to open up the side of the neck. And exhaling to drop the chin to the chest. And moving it over to the other side, elbow, shoulder, and ear. It's opening here. Take one more round of breath. And exhale it as you come down. And we'll find our way to our sit bones if you're not already there. Reaching the arms overhead, take a deep breath in. And exhale to fold this forward. Just relaxing the hands to the floor. Relax the crown of the head to the floor. Lengthening your back. Feeling that softness in the sacral area. In through the nose and out through the nose. Make any subtle adjustments that you need here into the hips. Allow yourself to breathe. Walk the hands over to one side. Here, I'm moving over to the right. So my left hand is on top. Just drop the head down, stretching out through the side body. Try to keep the sit bones down. Walking over to the center and over to the other side on your exhale. Feeling the side body stretch. On your next inhale, slowly come back to center and make your way up to seated. Reaching the arms overhead. Exhale the hands down. Dropping the right hand down to the floor. Left hand reaches up and over. Really feel that length happening from the sit bone all the way to the fingertips as you fold over to the side. Walk that right hand out a little bit more to deepen the stretch, but remember to keep that sit bone down and lift the heart up. Really continue to open up the lungs. One more round of breath. Inhale, sweep this up and over to the left. Walking the left hand out. Lifting the heart center to the sky. Breathe. Finding this ease and openness. Inhale as you slowly rise up. Roll the shoulders up and back a few times. And slowly release down the back a little more, lengthening, pulling the belly into the navel a little deeper. On your next inhale, lift up a little higher through the sternum and twist to the left with the right hand on the knee. Use it for leverage. Turn the head right behind you. Inhale, lift through the spine, and exhale to deepen that stretch. One more breath in. And twist a little deeper on your exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale over to the right. Right hand is behind you. The head looks over the shoulder. Then inhale, lift, and exhale, a little bit of leverage here on that knee, but relax the knees and the hips. Find that softness. One more round. Inhale, reach. Exhale, deepen. Inhale comes back to center. Inhale, chest moves forward, rounding through the back. Exhale, pull it in for a cat. As you move through these seated cat-cows, inhale, really feel that length happening in the sternum. Navel draws in. Exhale, protracting those shoulders, pulling the navel to the spine, really round it out. Inhale, open through the chest. Exhale as you round. One more time, inhaling. Exhaling, pull it in. As you inhale up, find your way into a tabletop. So you can roll over the knees if you like to, or sweep them behind you. So as you're moving up into your tabletop, just move those hips a little here from side to side. And start to open some things up in the sacral area, drawing the navel in, making yourself strong here in the torso. Extending the left leg straight back, press the toes into the floor. So feeling that nice long stretch happening in the calf. But keep the head lifted so that the sacral area is nice and long and the neck is nice and long. For 3, for 2, and 1. Slide that left foot way over to the right so the toes are on the floor, looking over to the right foot, getting that stretch in the hip, the medius, a little bit of TFL. You might even feel it in the waist. Continue to lengthen through the ribs. For 3, breathe. For 2, and 1. Slowly make your way back to neutral. and lower that knee to the floor. Extending that right foot back, toes curl under, press the heel, stretch out the calf. Again, the belly draws in, the chin is lifted slightly to keep the head in alignment. If this bothers your wrist, you can come onto your fists. You can also use that blanket if you need to underneath the heel of the hand. Take a little bit of pressure off those wrists. Slide that foot over to the left, looking over at that foot. Feel that length happening. So the more you can lengthen your spine here, lifting the gaze over, deeper you'll feel that. For 3, keep breathing for 2, and for 1. Make your way back to neutral and into your tabletop. Extending the left leg so that it is long for your sunbird, toes face down. Try to keep that hip in internal rotation. Extend the right hand forward, finding your sunbird. Once you have everything in alignment, draw the navel in, hugging those ribs for 3, for 2, and 1. Reach the right hand behind you, bend the knee here. If you can reach for the ankle, great. If not, just hold this here. We're building some strength in the glutes and the hamstring in this practice, as well as some balance. So it's okay if you can't grab the foot. Think about lifting that kneecap if you can, drawing the hip bones down, and lifting the chest up. For 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly lower that to the floor. Shake out your wrist if you need it. We'll move to the other side, extending the right leg straight back. Again, keep that hip in internal rotation, extending the left arm long alongside the ear. Keep your spine nice and easy, and breathe for 3. Hug in those ribs for 2. Using the index finger and the thumb for support here, and 1. Reach the left hand back, bend the right knee. Maybe you can reach that foot. Again, it's okay if you can't. You're building some strength here in that glute. Lift the hips. Lift the chest. Open here and breathe in this tiger. Out. That glute might be firing up just a tad, maybe right here in that outside, in the glute medius. Just let it work for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly lower that down. Sit back onto the heels for a moment and place the back of the hands together and drop the elbows down. Catch your breath. Nice deep inhales. Nice deep exhales. Last one. Good. And placing the hands on the floor, we'll come into a downward facing dog. So as you lift the hips and send the hips back, straightening the arms, you might open up the armpits a little bit like an avocado, as if your armpits were an avocado and the pit is being held here. The index fingers and thumbs root down into the earth. Navel draws in. Relax the head and neck. Maybe the gaze is at the kneecaps or the belly button. Okay, lift the heels off the floor. Exhale, pivot and drop the heels to the right. Stretching out that side of the calf, side of the leg. Inhale, lift the heels, pivot to the other side, and belly draws in as you stretch the outer side of the leg here. Inhale, come back into your downward facing dog. Okay, right leg lifts, 3-legged dog, pivot, lifting that right kneecap to the ceiling and dropping the foot towards the sit bones. Opening up this 3-legged dog, trying to keep your shoulder blades square to the front of your mat so that the right shoulder is not lifting here. We want to get that stretch in the hamstring. On the exhale, lower that down to the floor. If you need support here, you can always use that blanket underneath the wrist if this is bothering your wrist. Lift the left leg up to the sky. 3-legged dog, bends the knee and peels that hip open. And keep the shoulders level for 3,
for 2, and 1. Lower that foot to the floor, look forward and walk your feet forward to a standing forward fold. Relax the head, neck, and shoulders, taking all that tension out of your back. Now you might have to bend the knees here. That's perfectly fine and acceptable. Perhaps you like to cross the hands into the elbows, allowing a deeper stretch. Maybe swaying here from side to side, taking out any extra tension that's necessary for you. Just listen to your body and breathe. In through the nose and out through the nose. Feeling the root of the feet. Release the hands if they're crossed. Bend the knees, fingertips to the outside of the feet.
And slowly lift it up to the sky. Exhale the hands to the heart center. Samastiti. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, cactus the elbows back, lift the chest. Do it 2 more. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, cactus. And last one, inhale, reach it up. Exhale, cactus, open the chest. Inhale the arms to the sky. Exhale the arms down by your side. Interlace the fingers behind the small of the back. Drawing the knuckles to the floor, open the chest. Step the feet out a little wider than the hips. You might even go as wide as your mat. Inhale, look up. Exhale, hinging from the hips, fold this forward, Yoga Mudra. Now, if you need a strap, you can always use a strap. If grabbing the hands is not available, just hold on to the wrist. Whatever is the most accessible for you. There is no wrong way. Just allow the gravity to open up the shoulders and the chest and breathe. In through the nose, out through the nose. Your exhale, lower the hands to the hips slowly, and then let them slide down to the floor. Inhale, look up for a half lift, and exhale, fold forward. Okay. Bring the feet a little closer together, and step the left foot back into a low runner's lunge. Now, you can choose to stay here or lower the knee to the floor, but make sure that you're lifting through the chest. Take a deep breath in through the nose. It's a deep stretch here in that left hip flexor. And exhale. Okay, with your next inhale, reach the arms overhead and find a high crescent lunge. Turn the pinkies in slightly so you can lift through the arms a little bit more. Your next exhale, maybe you're deepening that down a little bit lower. Exhale, cactus the elbows back, lift the chest, draw the tailbone down, and pull everything from the pubic bone up into the belly button. Inhale the arms up, exhale the hands behind the head, and hold here. Drop the right elbow towards the floor, coming into a side stretch as you're in this crescent lunge. Really feel that front foot rooting into the floor. Use the ball of the foot as your leverage. One more breath. Remember, we talked about the heat and the austerities on that tapas. Inhale, reach it up. Breathe. Reach the arms overhead. Exhale, twist from the waist, extend the arms nice and long here. So revolved crescent for 3, for 2, and 1. Lower the hands around the foot, lower the knee to the floor, sit back towards that left heel and straighten the right leg. Now here, if you need the blocks, you can use them, take them with you. To straighten that right leg, begin to hinge forward over the shin, over the leg, whatever the deepness is. Now I have my back foot curled under to get a deeper stretch in my foot. You might put the top of your foot on the mat. But notice where your hips are in space here, keeping your hips level. Allow yourself to breathe.
There's going to be some heat involved. A couple more breaths. On your next inhale, make your way forward and step to the front of your mat for a forward fold. Walk that out, again drawing the navel in this fold to find that deeper stretch. Just observing here what's going on, whether it's with your breath, neck and shoulders, and find that ease. Inhale, look up for a half lift, hands on the shins or on the floor, and exhale down. Stepping the right foot back, coming into that low runner's lunge, keeping the heel off the floor. Now, rooting down into that left foot, you might decide to drop the knee here. Continue to lengthen as we open the hip. And breathe. Keep it up. Press that heel back. Last one. On your inhale, root down into the foot, reach the arms overhead. So as you press the heel back, you're opening up the hip flexor. Again, scoop the fingers here. Internal shoulder rotation. You might engage that right glute to open up the hip a little bit more. Build that heat. Building the toss. On your exhale, cactus the elbows back, lift the chest. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, the hands interlace behind the back of the head. And hold. Drop the elbow to the floor, towards the floor, lifting that right elbow up to deepen that side bend. Draw the tailbone down to lift the chest. Continue to breathe. Now, if this is too much, you can always drop that knee to the floor. For 3, for 2, and 1. Lift the arms overhead. Exhale, twist to the left, arms parallel to the floor. Draw the navel in and breathe. For 3, for 2, building it up, and 1. Cartwheel the hands around the foot. Drop the right knee to the floor. Back foot stays curled under for that foot stretch. Sit back towards the heel, straightening the left leg. Toes go up. Using that block if you need to. And folding forward into your stretch. Half on. Allow yourself to breathe. Notice where your hips are here in space. Making sure that they are level. Through the nose. Out through the nose. One more breath. On your inhale, shift your body forward, lift that knee, step forward to the front of your mat for a forward fold. Walk that out, observing what's going on in the breath. Pressing the hands into the elbows and noticing how you are. One more round. Lower the hands to the floor. Outside of the foot, bend the knees. Begin to reach the arms forward and up. And exhale the hands to the heart center. Okay. You will need your blanket for this next series. We're working on some balance here, but I want to give you an idea of how our chain works, moving upward from the foot all the way to the hips. So either grab your blanket or your towel, and I have just a regular towel. I have it in a square. You'll lay it on the floor, and the first pose that we'll do is Warrior One. You will place your right heel on the blanket or the towel so that the balls of the feet on the right side are on the floor. Step the left foot back and into a Warrior One. Now the heels are either aligned with one another, or if you have a wider stance, that left foot might step out a little bit more. So as you bend that right knee over the ankle,
feel where the stability is in that right foot. So you might lift the toes here and then lower them to the floor. So feel the energy coming from the hip, down the knee, and into the heel. Reach the arms overhead and find your breath. Head is nice and long. Turn the pinkies in, lift those arms overhead, and breathe. Notice any action that's happening up the chain, from the foot to the calf, the knee, the quads, and even in the hips on both sides. Not going to happen just in one place. Where are you rooting into the foot to keep your balance? On your exhale, place the hands together at the heart and step forward. Now, that left heel will be on your blanket and that right foot will step back. And warrior one. Make the adjustments that you need to. Find your balance. Your foot's probably going to be feeling very awkward at this point. Okay, inhale, reach the arms overhead and keep that knee over the ankle. And breathe. Just observing. So when heat gets generated in the body, hormones start to act, start to feel that heat rise up to the head, and we might feel some heat in the muscles. So in India, our yogis are doing their tapas in the heat of the sun, where they are building heat in the body to come to that union, to come to yoga. Allow yourself to breathe. For 3. For 2. And 1. Hands to the heart center. And step forward onto your blanket. Shake that out. And you may start to notice some things happening in the hips, in the legs, maybe in the knees, and in the ankles of what's going on up the chain of command. Okay. This time we're moving to the other side of our blanket. Now you can move it or you can just step. We're putting our toes this time. So the ball of the foot is going to go on our blanket while the heel is on the floor. The hands can be at the heart center around the hips. I prefer the hips to kind of help with that balance. This back, or the front leg, the standing leg is going to obviously engage a little here in the glute. Step that left foot back with the right knee over the ankle. Then get your setup here and notice where you are putting your weight in the foot. Are you pressing to the outside of the foot? That is our supination. Are you pressing to the inside of the foot for pronation? Either way, make sure that that knee is over the middle toes. Reach the arms overhead. Relax the shoulders down the back. Pull the navel in. Create that heat, engaging the muscles. Find out where you are in space. Bring it here and breathe. Continue that breath. Maybe it's a count of 4 or 5 on the way in. Count of 4 or 5 on the way out. One more time. You've got it. And your exhale, lower the hands to the hips and step forward. Shake out anything you need. Now grounding down into that left foot, balls of feet are on the towel or the blanket. Step that right foot back. Knee is over the ankle here. Get your grounding. Reach the arms overhead. Now, you might begin to notice and observe some things on this side that were different than the other side. Good. Observe. This is what your practice is about. Observation. Observation of the mind. What's going on in the mind. Observation in the body. What's going on in the body. Then navel draws in. Tailbone comes down. You might even pull the pelvic floor up a little bit to find that stability in the posture. For 3, keep breathing. Reach, reach, reach. For 2. And 1. Lower the hands together at the heart center and step forward. Shake that out. Okay. Now that we've done the front and the back of the foot, In warrior one, we're going to move to crescent. Now that back foot, the heel is off the floor. You're going to notice some things a little differently than you did in your warrior one. So let's start on the heel first. So the toes are forward, the heel's down. We're stepping back with the heel off the floor and into our crescent. Now, for you to gain your stability, if you need a wall, you can use a wall. You can use your couch or a chair. Reach the arms overhead. They can be at the heart center, they can be on the hips, whatever is going to help you find your balance. Notice where you're moving down to the foot. That left glute will fire up a little bit, press the heel back, and sink deeper into this. Pressing in. Notice what's going on in your chain. A lot of folks tend to find this very lax. And what we're doing is building heat and building strength. And getting some strength in those hips so we can continue to move freely. Good. For 3. I know you're shaking. It's okay. For 2. And 1. Hands together at the heart. Step forward to the front of your mat and shake out that heel. Shake out the hip. Good. Well done, guys. Other side. Right foot steps back into that high crescent lunge. Heel on the floor. Ground down into the big toe mound of that front foot. Hands together at the heart. Hips are in the air. Shoulders down the back. Relax. Breathing into this and finding that peace. Good. Nice, easy breaths. Squeezing and engaging those muscles in the legs. You got it. For 3. For 2. And 1. Hands together around the hips and step forward and shake that out. Beautiful. Good. All right, stepping to the other side so that our toes are on the blanket. Right at the balls of the feet here. Not in the arch, but right on the balls of the feet. Left foot will step back into that crescent. Notice where you are finding your stability. Is it in the ball of the foot, or are you rolling to the outside of the foot? And hands can be on the hips, the heart, or in the air. Sink a little deeper. Allow yourself to breathe. Find that balance. It's a state of mind. Fix your gaze on something and concentrate on your breath. For 3. Good. For 2, nice and slow. And 1. Place the hands together at the hip and step forward to the front of your mat and shake that out a little bit. Good. Other side for our crescent. Stepping the right foot back. Left balls of the feet are on the mat or on our blanket. Pressing that heel back, engage this right glute. Arms reach overhead. Soften. Let go. Feel that stability. You got it. If you want a little deeper with this, you might place the hands behind the head and notice what that feels like in the foot. Stay with this. For 3. For 2. And 1. Hands together at the heart and step that forward. You can step off of your blanket and notice what's going on in your feet. You'll probably start to feel, wow, they're really waking up. When the feet wake up, everything else wakes up. Isn't that something? Keep your feet active. Okay. Now this next one is going to be a tree pose so that we can really focus up the chain on the side as well as in front. So I'm going to place this in front so you can see. I'm going to place my heel on the back first. So I want a little bit more height here. Okay. So those of you who have a tree maybe you struggle with, perhaps you're moving your hip out to the side, think about drawing that hip in so it is in alignment with the knee and the ankle. This will help engage that glute and the gluteus medius so that you can really activate the strength that's happening in the quadriceps so that you can build that tree from the root up. Now, if you need to use the other foot as a kickstand into the ankle, maybe this is where you start. Feel where you're grounding into that right foot. Now, I have my right heel on this blanket, so the balls of my feet are on the floor. I might lift the toes and then ground them down a little bit. Relax the shoulders from the ears. Now, remember, we're building tapas. So there is a story about Parvati, who is the consort or the wife of Shiva, where the demons come to the earth and want to take it over. And the gods see this and they go to Parvati and they tell her, look, Shiva's in meditation and we need somebody from your lineage to fight those demons. Okay, if this is enough for you, stay here. Otherwise, you can bring that foot a little higher. You're going to build a lot more strength in that bent knee here and that bent hamstring. Okay. Well, they realize that because Shiva's in meditation, he's not going to be procreating anytime soon. So what they do is they send Parvati to the mountains to kind of get Shiva out of his meditation. And the god of love, Karma, comes down and he starts to help her. Well, she's in her austerity, standing on one foot with her hands in the air. And she stands like this for like 1,000 years. And Shiva doesn't wake up. Place your hands together again at the heart and lower that foot to the floor and shake out the standing leg. We move to the other side. So the heel is on the floor with the toes down. Spread your toes, get that balance in the front of the foot. Right foot pulls in. Hands to the heart or in the air as you build your tapas, building that heat, your austerities. So while we see that she's standing here on Mount Kailash, waiting for Shiva to wake up, and he's just not waking up, our karma yogi God decides to bloom flowers and trees. And he says, hey, look, I think I can make smells that are going to wake up Shiva. So Shiva wakes up and he's mad. But that's okay because he decides that he will have relations with his wife and create the god that will be destruction, Ganesh. Take your time coming out of that, shaking the feet and letting go of the hips. Okay. Now that our legs are all fired up, we've got that heat going on. Well, notice what's going on when we try those poses without the blanket. Now, we didn't do the toes, we only did the heel on our tree. Now, I want you to notice that typically in our tree pose, we start from the heel and spread our toes, okay? And now the feet are so waken up by all of this and all of this grounding practice that we've done, we've noticed some things have started to shift a lot, okay? On your inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, fold that forward. Relaxing the hands and the head towards the floor. Taking any pressure out of the neck and in the lower back. With your inhale, look up for a half lift. And exhale, fold. Step the left foot back into your warrior one stance, right knee over the ankle. Make sure that the hips are square. Inhale the arms overhead. Notice the difference from your first warrior one to this warrior one. Are you stable? Are the legs and the feet all active? Are you feeling much more relaxed in this austerity? On your exhale, place the hands together at the heart and slowly begin to lift that heel off the floor and into your crescent. So you might begin to notice some things have shifted, and that's a good thing. On your inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, cactus the elbows back. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, the hands behind the back of the head and drop the right elbow towards floor, opening through the waist, and breathe for 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly make your way back up. We'll step this forward to the front of our mat, hands together at the heart, coming into our tree. So again, the toes can be on the floor. Maybe you're lifting that foot to the inside of the calf. Maybe they're coming a little higher. Just notice what's happening. Breathe in, finding your gaze still, maybe even closing your eyes at this point for some of you. Feeling that stillness within. On your exhale, lower that foot to the floor and shake that out. And finding your stability once more in the feet. Step the right foot back into warrior 1. Arms reach overhead. Turning those pinkies in, draw the tailbone down. Observe. Maybe closing the eyes. What has shifted in your balance and your awareness? I am breathing in, lift, lift, lift. I am breathing out. One more time. And slowly shifting that heel off of the floor and into your high crescent lunge. Everything is moving into the midline of the body here. Feeling a little bit more stable. It's amazing. For 3, shoulders back. For 2. And then finally that 1, finding that gaze somewhere towards the floor, hands to the heart center, or you can keep them to the air and stepping into your tree. Toes can be on the floor here, or maybe you're sliding it up the inside of the leg. Perhaps some of you are closing the eyes. Finding that balance within. Where are you pushing into the foundation of your tree? The arch is probably starting to lift a little higher. Your whole foot is active. Relax. For 3 more. For 2. And 1. Lower the hands, lower the foot, and shake that out. Inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, fold that forward. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Inhale, look up for half lift. Exhale, down. Step your feet back into a downward facing dog. Lengthen through the side body and the waist. And breathe. Draw the navel in. And the gaze looks at the knees or at the belly button. In and out. You're reaching the right leg to the sky for that 3-legged dog. Exhale, step the foot forward and into that crescent stance. Find your way up. High crescent lunge. Exhale, twist to the right, arms parallel to the floor. Notice your balance. Notice your breath. Relax the shoulders down the back. Looking over to the right thumb. And breathe for 3. For 2. And 1. Hand to the hip on that right side, left hand to the floor or a block, and into your revolved side angle. Roll the ribs open towards the ceiling, and then lift the hand to the sky here once you've got that foundation. And breathe. For 3. For 2. And exhale the hand to the floor, drop the knee, sit back towards the heel, and into that half Hanumanasana, walking the head down towards the shin. You might even reach for the foot on the outside here, finding deepness for that hamstring. For 3. For 2. And 1. Walking that forward, step back, and into your downward facing dog. Lengthen. Belly draws in. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it through. High crescent lunge on your inhale, reach the arms to the sky. And breathe. Shoulders down the back. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twist to the left, arms parallel to the floor. Find your gaze over that left thumb. Good. Nice long breaths here. Getting that stability. Left hand to the hip, right hand reaches forward. Lower it to the block or the floor. And then slowly start to open up the chest towards the sky. Hand to the inside of that shoulder and then reach to the sky for your bow side angle. And breathe. You have fought your demons. You've gone through all of that heat. Start to slow it down and cool it off. Lower the hand to the floor. Drop the knee and sit back into that half Hanuman. Right hand to the outside of the foot as you fold over the shin. You might find your gaze towards the toes. And breathe. In through the nose. Out through the nose. Inhale, walk that forward. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Drop to the knees. Sit back into your child's pose. Hands can be extended in front of you or alongside the hips. Relaxing the forehead on the floor, softening through the back and the neck, and coming back to your breath. Noticing how you are. You've done so much work. Developing more awareness. And with your inhale breath, making your way to a tabletop, we'll slowly lower our bodies down to the floor and onto our bellies. Placing the hands underneath the forehead with the elbows bent into crocodile. Relax the shoulders away from the ears here. If this bothers your low back, you might put your knees a little wider and then lift your feet off the floor and swish your feet back and forth to take any tension out of the lower back. Okay. Lower the feet to the floor. We'll bring the knees a little closer together, feet a little closer together. Place the hands on the thighs underneath the hips so that you are laying on top of the forearms. On your inhale, lift the chest, keeping the toenails pressed into the floor, lift the chest, and breathe. So rather than lifting from the chin, lift from the chest. For 3, for 2, and 1. Lift one leg up, hold it here. Into a single leg locust, keep that chest lifted for 3, for 2, glutes firing, I know, and 1. Lower that to the floor, inhale, lift that left leg up. Fire, 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 for 3, for 2, and 1. Lower that leg to the floor, extend the arms, and place them underneath your head for your crocodile. Then lift the legs, switch that back and forth if that's bothering your hips or your lower back. Lower the feet again to the floor. This time the hands are alongside you. Lift the arms up, lift the chest up, lift the legs up. Find a variation here for your locust again. The gaze is down towards the front edge of your mat so that the chin is not lifted. And breathe. Press the pubic bone into the floor and lengthen the back of the neck. Take that dump out of your lower back. For 3, keep breathing. You got this. For 2, a little higher. And 1, lower that to the floor. Place the hands next to the ribs. Lift yourself up and back, sitting into your child's pose. Into the breath. Take that tension out of your lower back. Next inhale, look up. Leaning forward, lowering that all the way to the floor, extending the arms long and into a T shape. Turn your ear to the left. Adjust your hips here so you have some internal rotation in the thighs with the feet together. Lift your head and place that right forearm in front of you as you lift the chest. Place the left fingertips on the floor and lift and open to the side. So it's a little twist here. Lengthen through that waist for 3, 2, and 1. Lower that down. Switch, left hand in front, right hand out. Fingertips are on the floor. Inhale, press those fingertips, lift the chest, look over to the right for this twist. For 3. Relax your glutes. For 2. And 1. Come back to neutral, hands underneath the forehead. Take a couple breaths here to reset. Last one. Extend the arms out to a T. Turn the head to the right. Rest here for a moment. Right hand to the right rib, gently rolling over to the left side. Now, if this is a problem for your shoulder, lower that hand a little closer to the hip. Otherwise, keep that T and roll over so you're opening up the shoulder and the chest. If you want to make this into a deeper twist, that right foot can fall behind you, maybe opening up the hip. And of course, the glutes will kind of fire here. Lengthen through the waist to offset the deepness of this twist. Be careful with your knee. On your exhale, lower that to the floor. Extend the arms to a T and turn your head to the left once more. Hand next to the ribs. Begin to peel this open to the right. Head so that it's neutral. Slide that foot behind you for a deeper stretch again. That right arm might be closer to the hip rather than into the T formation. Just take it where you need it and breathe. Last one. And exhale as you lower that down. Place the hands next to the ribs. Lift the chest up for your cobra. Sit back and into a child's pose. Just resetting your back bends here. Take 2 more breaths with your child's pose. In through the nose and out through the nose. Walk your hands back to your knees. Sweep the legs out in front of you and extend the legs long. Shake this out. And pull the right knee into the chest, followed by the left. Coming onto your tiptoes just a little bit. Extend the feet. Now, so we take this into our boat pose. As you begin to build some balance and some strength in the hip flexors and in the abdominal cavity, if this is too much, one foot might be up and the other one down, touching the floor for some balance. Hands extend. Taking this for 3 rounds of breath. In through the nose and out through the nose. For those of you who are a little stronger and want to straighten, in through the nose and out through the nose. For 3, for 2, and 1. Place the feet together with the knees wide and slowly shake that out a little bit. And we'll do that 2 more times. Okay, pull the knees in, balancing on the sit bones, reaching the shins so they're parallel to the floor. Squeeze that in as much as you can, or straighten the legs. 3 breaths here. In through the nose, receive. Palms face up, out through the nose. 2 more, in through the nose. You got this, out through the nose. Last one, in, out. Feet together, knees out. Shake that out into your round angle. And 1 more time, inhale, bring it in. Reach it up. Extend. Palms face up to receive. Breathe in and out. in and out. Last one, in and out. Feet together, knees wide. Shake it out. Well done. We calm down that tapas. Relax the feet out in front of you. Give a little shake. We'll scoot our hips forward. Take our times coming onto our back. So fingertips reach, feet are a little wider than hip distance. Curl that tailbone down and lowering down. Elbows straight, belly in, one vertebrae at a time. Reach the arms overhead. Give yourself a nice big stretch and lift. Breathe, 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 and exhale. Draw the knees one at a time into the chest. Give yourself a nice little hug. Well done, my friends. Make some circles with the knees on the ceiling. And switch to the other direction. And place those feet together with the knees wide as they drop open. Place the hands on the inside of the hips, right on top of the thighs, so that your heel of your hand is right in the hip crease, and then press. You can start to feel the sacrum open up just a little bit, and those hip bones open up from the pelvis. For 3, for 2, and 1. Slowly lower. Okay, extend the legs out to the corners of your mat. Just pulling those shoulder blades together. Find yourself comfortable for your Shavasana. Letting the arms rest by your sides. Closing the eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, let it out. Release everything into the floor. Softening the skin, face. Letting the eyes settle in. Soften the muscles around the cheeks, the jaw, and the throat. Perhaps releasing the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Relaxing the shoulders, chest, the ribs. Feeling the effects of your practice as you find ease in this posture. The hips and the legs become a little heavier. Allow your gaze to move inward towards the third eye. Finding peace and breath right here. Stay here for a few more moments. Another breath or two here. You need to draw some awareness back into your body, moving the toes and the fingers, moving the ankles and the wrists. Extend the arms overhead, pointing the toes, reaching for that full body wake-up stretch. And gently draw the knees one by one into the chest, giving yourself a very well-deserved hug. Rolling over to one side that calls to you, letting the arm rest under your head for support. And trusting that you know where you are in space. With your eyes closed, press yourself up to a seated position. Place the palms together at the heart center and bow over the fingertips. Our tapas, our heat building practice, helps us to come to yoga, to union, mind, the body, and the breath. Drawing your thumbs to your third eye center, always thinking kind thoughts. Down to the lips, always speaking kind words. And the thumbs to the heart center, taking love everywhere you go. It has been my honor to guide you. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave any comments below. Have a blessed day.